Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to use your practice space to shoot lower scores and actually get better at golf. Let's hit it. Hey guys, it's Chris. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm doing something that I really should have done a long time ago. One of the areas that I struggle the most with in my golf game is from about 80 yards and in. I'm a pretty good driver of the ball. I find myself in these situations a lot where I've got a partial wedge in or something like that. And I've never really practiced enough to feel super confident over those 50, 60, 70 yard shots. I have a pretty good stock shot from about 85 and 95 and 115 and up. I feel really confident in those numbers. But when you get to 40, 45, 50, 60, I'm really just guessing. And I leave a lot of shots out on the golf course because of that. I'm guessing if you're like me and you don't have a whole ton of time to practice those short shots, you might experience the same thing. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to run through what's called a wedge matrix for myself. So I'm going to identify 2 or 3 lengths of swings that I feel pretty confident in that I can repeat. I'm going to hit shots with a few different wedges. The purpose of this exercise is to find your distances for those kind of stock swings and then write them down on a little notepad, stick them in your bag, so you know if you've got a 38 yard shot, that's my half 58 degree, and if I've got a 47 yard shot, oh, that's my 3/4 sand wedge or something like that. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go through a bunch of shots with my different wedges, different swing lengths, trying to figure out what that wedge matrix is for me so that I can dial myself in a little better on those partial wedges. And obviously the goal, like all this stuff, is to shoot lower scores. So come along with me. I'm going to hit the shots, and then afterwards I will I'll show you an Excel table with what I came up with and what I think my numbers are. So here we go. Let's do it. Okay, so here's some details of the test. I'm going to be using the Pro V1X RCT balls. If you've been following my channel, I just did a series of videos, came to the conclusion that the Pro V-X is the right ball for me. I'm going to be testing 3 different swing lengths. The first swing length is like I get the club just to parallel here, kind of my arm is pointing down to maybe like 8 o'clock or so. The second swing length will be the club about to perpendicular. My arm is still straight, pointing at about 9 o'clock. And then the third swing length will be my arm pointing to about 10 or 10:30 up here. I'm going to be doing 3-ish good shots for each club. And then after that, we'll download the numbers and take a look at them. That's what we're doing. That's how we're testing. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So let's bring it all inside, put all the data in a spreadsheet, and then we'll come back and talk about the results, put together a little matrix, and let you know what I'm thinking. So here we go. Okay, so here's what we got. I took the averages of the 3 or 4 best shots of each club for each swing type, for both carry distance and total distance. You can see the top table is carry distance, the bottom table is total distance, and put them in a table here so it helps me better visualize and understand what the numbers were saying. So you can see here, for example, my 58-degree wedge, the short swing, carried 38 yards, rolled out to 42. The medium swing carried 53, rolled out to 57. The long swing carried 60, rolled out to 63. So this is the matrix here. So I've got in 5-yard increments from 35 yards all the way up to 115. I plotted out the options that I can hit at those distances based on the test that we just ran. So for example, if I'm on the course and I've got a 60-yard shot, I know that I've got 4 options that I can use in the 60-yard shot. I can swing, I can do the medium 58 swing, the long 58, the medium 54 swing, or the short gap wedge swing. All of them are going to go close enough to that distance, so then at that point it's up to me to determine how I'm feeling with those swings on the day. You know, if I need to carry it over something or keep it under something, that might influence what swing and what club I use. But I've got this matrix that I'm showing on the screen here. I've got it printed out. It's in my golf bag. Whenever I've got a shot that's less than 105 yards probably, I'm going to pull this thing out and I'm going to look at it. It's going to help me shoot better scores, because now instead of guessing from 45 yards what club should I hit, how long of a swing should I make, I've got the definitive answer written down. And now it's up to me to practice these 3 swings, the short swing, the medium swing, and the long swing, with each of my clubs here to feel like it's natural. If I've got a 50-yard shot and I want to hit the short 54 swing, I can take out a 54 and I've got that short swing dialed in. So it's up to me to practice that. And it's also up to me to validate these numbers. I'm going to be validating them out on the course. I'm going to be validating them at the range. I'll probably run this test again on my Garmin R10. I might go run it in the GC3 in the golf barn that I have access to, just to further dial in the numbers to make sure that I'm confident in them. You can see here though, in my last round of golf, I used this wedge matrix, and I only got a chance to use it twice, but I was pretty happy with the results in both cases. So this first one was on the 14th hole at Hiawatha Golf Course here in the Twin Cities. I had about a 45-yard shot, and I used the short 58 swing. The greens were firm on me, so it landed about that 38 yards, but it trickled out to 48, 49 yards. That's about how long it ended up going. But I was really pleased with the result. I ended up 2-putting for par from that kind of tricky distance. I know it's 50 yards, it's 45 yards is a short shot, but it's tricky for me when you don't practice that shot, so I was pretty happy with the result there. Next hole, this is actually the 18th hole, and I was super pleased with this shot. I had right about 100 yards or 105 yards. I had a decent drive up the right-hand side, but my ball nestled right underneath a tree where the canopy of the tree was overhanging. And as you can see here, there's a little nose of a bunker kind of front right of the green that jutted out in front of me. So this shot was difficult. I needed to hit about a 100-yard shot. I needed to hit it low enough to keep it under the canopy of the trees as it was flying out. And then I needed to carry it far enough to land it over that nose of the bunker and onto the green. And so the work that we did here in this video let me know that I've got that 100-yard shot, 105-yard shot with the long 9-iron. I took a 9-iron, I took the long swing. Because it was a 9-iron, it launched low enough to get under the tree. It landed just over the bunker, rolled just through the green into the fringe in the back there. The pin was way back left, and I was able to get it up and down in there with a nice chip and just to tap it. So not a whole ton of returns, but the early returns so far have been great. I'm going to keep using this wedge matrix, and like I said, I'm going to keep validating it. But this is a strong recommendation from me. Use your practice time to put something together like this for yourself. Write it down or print it out, put it in your bag, and then you can have it to reference when you need it. When you have the shots that are difficult or confusing or awkward yardages, you'll have a plan for them. And you know, I used my Garmin R10, but you really don't need anything. All you need is some golf balls, maybe a rangefinder, and a field that's 50, 75 yards big. You know, you could do this test yourself at your local park, at a baseball field or whatever. Just drop a couple balls down, identify 2 or 3 swings that you think you can make consistently, and then hit them and see how far they go, and then hit them back with a different club or with a different swing. Do that, you'll get your numbers. I think it's going to result in you playing better golf, shooting lower scores. I'm hoping that's going to do it for me. All right, that's it for this video. Thanks again, guys, so much for watching. Leave me a like if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you want to. We're releasing videos every so often. If you want to be along for the ride, I'd appreciate it. I think that's all I got. Wedge matrix, it's a good idea. I'm looking forward to shooting lower scores this year. I think you can too. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time.